Hi, beautiful Libra. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Libra, I am so excited to be back. I've been away for about 2 weeks and now it's time for your reading. I'm sorry it was a little bit of a stop there in the readings. My little boy has been sick, but hopefully we're back on track now. We're starting with the general reading here. It can be anything and everything, so take whatever resonates. It's for the month of June and perhaps a little bit towards in the beginning of July of 2022. We're going to start with 3 initial cards, 3 initial energies, and then we're just going to dive into those energies and see what that is about for you. If you like what you hear, if you're intrigued by it, if you're curious about it, you're so welcome to the extension. First one is Never Ending Story. Ooh, let's see what that is about. Do you feel like something is a never ending story, Libra? Second card. Second card might be second position. Wow. It's a message in the bottle. Like there's something you've been waiting on to hear for a long, long time. And maybe that's an answer to the never ending story. Let's see. Fork in the road. Seem to be at some sort of crossroads. Choosing something new. That could be decisions or choices to be made here. Finding peace. Finding peace and flexible. Being asked to be flexible in this situation. All those 4 cards are coming out under the same position. And the third position. What do we have for Libra, please? I am so excited to be back. I cannot tell you how excited I am. It's been a tough energy as well. It is a little bit still of a tough energy, I have to say. It's, yeah, maybe that's what you're feeling, Libra. And Libra being the justice scale of everything and everyone, you might be feeling it even deeper. Third card, third position, please, for Libra for the month of June. There you go. Imagine. This is when we're going outside the box. We're imagining something new. We're going into something that perhaps hasn't manifested just yet, but at least it's an opening for a new opportunity. So we're starting with the never-ending story. Number 37 implies though that it's an ending. It's a completion of that, like this thing, whatever that is for you. It's interesting because the lid has come off. I just see this lid has come off, and it's like since the lid came off, you have not been able to put it back on. Does that make sense? It's almost like you're opening the lid of emotions, or you're opening the lid to this situation, and as long as it was like shut down or like swept under the rug, or you didn't talk about it, or just didn't open that box, it wasn't really doing that much, but probably it was still simmering somewhere. Like it was. I just find that a lot of things, whether it's like on an individual level or if it's like on a political or like global level, everything is coming up to the surface. Whatever sort of has been laying dormant is just coming up to the surface. It's like once you take that lid off, it's almost like you cannot put it back on. It's I don't know, Libra, if you're regretting that you took the lid off, or you're regretting that you're don't regret that. And I know it feels like a never-ending story. It feels like why did I open that box, or why did I even go in there? You know, it's just now a never-ending story. But it is an ending story though, and it needed to come up to the surface. So can we go a little bit deeper here to see what this is about for Libra, please? Never-ending story. What is that about? What is that here? Okay, I'm seeing this image. It's not even in any of the decks that I'm having up here on the table. It's from another deck where I'm always thinking about New Orleans, because it's like all these beads and what is that? You celebrate in New Orleans. You celebrate. Anyway. I see this woman, she's like barely like like over the water, like she's just barely hanging in there, and she's given everything up, like this, she's put down her sword. She doesn't want to fight anymore. She doesn't want to be in any type of conflict or drama. She has given up. And the giving up at first glance can look a little bit bleak. Like it can look a little bit sad, or like, are you just telling me that you've given up? But the giving up part is the best part, because you're giving up resistance and blockages and guardedness, and all of those things are just coming down as you give up. It doesn't mean that you give up on yourself. It doesn't mean that the wish that you have, that you're giving up on the wish. The wish can actually now come forward as you give up the resistance or the fight or the drama of something. And just see that picture of this woman laying in the water and just sort of gasping for air. Like there's only so much that you can take. Libra, I'm going to give you a hug. Major hug across the ethers. Yep. You're now turning the page. This is an ending story. We've come full circle here. You're whatever came up when you took the lid off has now reached its culmination. I'm gonna see like it's just drifting away. It's coming to a conclusion. The expiry date is here, and we're coming into this. The page of Gabriel for me is that when you're first and foremost, I want to say that you're tended to. Maybe sometimes it feels like the universe forgot about you, or it feels like, where on earth is my support? Where like, it's not supposed to be this hard. And it's not, Libra. It's not supposed to be this hard. And it's so tough to say, don't shoot the messenger. But you're the only one that really can get out of your own way. There's no one else that can get out of your way. It's you. If you feel like anyone else is in your way, it's because you're in your own way. And so you need to get out of your own way. Does that make sense? You need to stop being hard on yourself and just accept the exact position that you're in. And if you feel like you're in a tough spot, or like, can I just catch a break here, please? Where's my support? There's something you've been leveling out. And Libra, of course there's people that feel like there should be justice in the world. Of course there's people that are looking for balance and looking for equality and all of that in the world, who are not a Libra. But if you have strong Libra in your chart, and if you're a Libra sun, Libra moon, your North Node might be Libra, like I'm just completely generalizing now, but you're just gonna automatically seek balance. If there's any type of unfairness going on in your own life, in someone else's life, something like probably these court movies, or you're probably one of those people that really has followed, just assuming now, I'm not saying that this is what you do, but most Libras probably has taken great, maybe you haven't enjoyed the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, but you probably have like really felt where the balance should be, where the fairness should be. And if you feel like there's the slightest injustice going on, it just drives you nuts. And this has been going on in your life now. It's like it's a leveling out. And I think that sometimes, just like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I think that Johnny Depp, and this is my personal opinion, I think that Johnny Depp manifested, like carried, why it went to blow up to such a phenomena that so many people follow this trial. And I'm as guilty as anyone else. I didn't follow it, but I knew where it was going. I sort of felt the feeling of it, and I watched a few clips here and there for sure, and I just feel like why it came to this magnitude is because Johnny Depp wasn't just speaking for his own, and I mean, we've heard that before, that he's just a spokesperson for so many other people that are like in these toxic abusive relationships. Yes, he's the face of it, yes, but he also is a carrier of the energy And that's why I feel like has blown up to this proportion that it has. And Libra, I just feel like you're no different. And so when it's not just that you're carry your own, are you following the thread here? Like, it's not just like you're carrying your own burdens sometimes. It's like sometimes you're carrying the weight of the world. And when I say that, I mean that. It's like, it's not just an expression or like a metaphor and an analogy. It is actually you literally taking on. So if Johnny Depp was taking on every person, probably every man's burden, first and foremost, every man's burden, like every man that has ever been in a toxic relationship who's really abused by their woman, but also I would say that he was taking on any person that was in any type of toxic relationship. He carried the weight of that. And I know you don't like to hear this, probably a lot of people don't like to hear this, but just imagine the weight of Amber Heard. Just imagine what she's going through. She might not be fully aware of it, thank God. She probably is a little bit like in the dark about what's happening, and she's sticking to her lie as much as she can. But her name is Heard. Is Amber Heard. And it's Johnny Depp, which is like depth to me. And so she is carrying the weight of she's obviously also abused in some forms. She's also abused. And she wasn't abused before, she's abused now by the world. She's taking on the world's abuse towards her. Is that any better? Where's the love, people? I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying, imagine being the predator. Imagine being the abuser. She's now taking on every single abuser's energy on her shoulders. Imagine the heaviness of that. That's her role right now. She's carrying that role right now. And so therefore she's getting like bombarded with toxic energy. We're no better. We're no better for aiming that at her. Or Heard. I think that you, Libra, are the Johnny Depp or the Amber Heard of this world sometimes. And it really exhausts you. And I think that's the greatest Achilles heel that you have. And it's also the greatest triumph. Like the greatest triumph card that you have, because once you learn how to separate yourself from the weight of the world and just carry your own, that is going to be magnificent, that you just sort of can tap into the world's energy or tap into the world's temperature, but you don't have to become the temperature. Does that make sense? So I think this even could be that you took on some of the energy from the Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard trial. It can be that you have whatever weight, whatever conflict, whatever weather patterns. Just talk about the weather patterns alone, and you can just feel like exhausted, because it's like the impact with the solar flares and the moon cycles right now are just through the roof. So there's something here, Libra, that is bigger than you, that is grander than you, but it's coming to a close. It's like either it's coming to a close or you're finding a way to deal with, like to separate yourself from. You can just ask this simple question: is this heaviness mine, or does it belong to the world? Does it belong to someone or a group in the world? Immediately you will feel like a lightness. If it's not yours, you will feel a lightness. Just by asking that question is a little tip. Just by asking that question, you don't have to hang on to that energy anymore. And you're now turning the page. You're now following the light. You're now seeing, starting, like, it's almost like you go, okay, I can't stay here anymore. Like, this is too heavy. This is too dark. This is too, I just don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to carry the weight of this. So the next step then is like you have to follow where it feels lighter, where it feels brighter, and you're turning the page. You are turning the page, Libra. And next level here is you're going to find this very, very sought after answer. If there's something you've been waiting on to hear, if there's like a resolution, if there's an answer, if there's it's just coming to a close and the verdict is in, literally. The verdict is in, and you're now getting the answer. This is an answer you've been waiting for a long time, and it's finally coming in. Together with a fork in the road. I almost feel like it's almost like until I know this, I can move forward with that, because I can't move forward with this, I can't do this. It's almost like you're waiting for something. You're waiting for something, or it can even just be that to come back into order, come back into balance with yourself, because you know that moving forward in this type of capacity or this type of energy, it's not productive, or it's just not going to lead to anything good as long as you're feeling the way you are. So there's been like this fork in the road where it almost feels like it has stagnated you. It's not exciting. It's not, okay, let's see what I should choose, or let's see what decision I should make here. It almost feels like it's a little bit overwhelming, because you can't really make a decision until you're sort of out of that, like until you can breathe again. You're asked to be you will find peace. We have peace on the table. You will come to a peaceful situation, actually with a lot of potential, where something really exciting is about to pop for you. So what you're asked to do right now is to just move forward, follow where it feels easy and where it feels light, and just be flexible. Be flexible with yourself and with others. So don't be so quick to judge. And I think that perhaps you are a little bit judgmental towards other people, but I think you're mostly judgmental towards yourself. It's like Libra. It's like you know so much, you get to the point where you're like, I should know better than this. I have all the tools. Why can't I use them? I should know better than this. You shouldn't know better. Like, you shouldn't do better or know better or be anywhere else than the very situation, emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, like that you're in. And the minute you start to fight with that, you lose, because you're not anywhere else. I should not sit here. Well, since I am, I'm going to lose the minute I say I should sit over there. Right? I'm going to lose every time. So if I'm happy about being here, it doesn't mean that it's going to lock you in here. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sit on this chair forevermore because I'm happy to sit here. I'm just not unhappy that I'm not there. And being happy where I am and being flexible, being like, okay, I'm not going to judge where I am. I'm not going to judge the world. I'm not going to judge them for not knowing better. I'm not going to judge me for not knowing better. You're on the move now. We're getting out of this heaviness. This, it shouldn't be this hard, and no, it's not. You're going to find peace. Is there anything a little extra there that we want to add to this little group of cards, the group energy here? And if there's anyone that is really thinking about like leaving this earth, or really like, I cannot just take this anymore. Like, this is just too heavy. It is going to get brighter. You have a path and you're important to this world. Okay? Send another Gabriel. Yeah. So I felt this strong Gabriel energy here also. Sometimes the angels doesn't really like make themselves known, but I felt this with the page of Gabriel here as well. And since we have a second Gabriel here, this is about like mending, like healing that inner child of yours, going back to childhood, going back to that childlike, curious, wondrous little boy or little girl inside of you. Let that come out and play again. Yeah, we have 5 of Gabriel. So this has been a challenge for sure. This has been an obstacle. This has been something you've trained yourself or worked on to get over. But 5 is also a great opportunity for change. And with this card, it's about, for me, is like you have the whole puzzle, and we just have this final puzzle piece that's going to be like put down, and we have a complete puzzle here. You're going to see the complete picture in just a little moment. If you sort of surrender and just allow the playfulness to come out again. You might not feel playful whatsoever right now, but just, you can almost set the intention, like, I'm going to allow my inner child to come out again. I don't even know how that looks, but I'm going to start to allow it to come out again. and play or dance or sing or have fun or laugh or whatever that turns into being creative, being curious, being wondrous about your next step, and not so determined that this is how it looks and it needs balance. Maybe not. Maybe you just need to find that inner child of yours, and you'll have the final puzzle piece, and then you'll see the whole picture. And then we come into this beauty. Imagine 2.0 version of yourself. This is the upgrade. And this is when you start to reimagining a new dawn, a new future, something completely different. What do we want to say about this Imagine card here, please, for Libra? And it's also it's a 20. So it's also balance coming full circle. It's 2 balance. It's 0, which is a full circle. So it is balance coming full circle. The struggle is over. Can you clarify the Imagine, please? Three of Raphael. So this is reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships and children. We see a ship in the back there. The ship is talking about the journey forward. The ship is coming in. You're going out on a journey to whatever it is that you want. 3 is celebration, manifestation, creativity. Raphael is all about the healing. You're going to find your fun again. You're going to find your creativity. You're going to find, if you're light years away from this, just know that this is there. This is on the table. If you're really, really close to this, you've already started to feel the excitement about it. You just really feel that the past is something you're now leaving behind you. You literally are leaving it behind you. You know, I just have to say a quick story before I move on to the extension. I don't know why, but I'm lately very fascinating. I'm fascinated. I'm sort of telling the universe, like, I don't want to experience this. I just want to listen to it. That's why other people has experienced it, so that I can listen to it. I don't have to do this alone. It's near-death experiences. And so the person has died and crossed over for a little bit, but they live to tell what they have experienced. And I just find it really fascinating. And I'm not going to remember the name of I could give a shout out to this channel. I really love the channel and the way that they have like filmed almost like a documentary feel to the whole thing. Really, really beautiful. Anyway, I might write it down and actually post that for you to give that person a little shout out. Libra. NDA. Okay. So several people there in those stories have felt this enormous peace and enormous love and enormous, like, just pure beauty as they cross over. And a couple of them is like, they're just explaining that when you're sort of there in heaven, in this other dimension, they're walking into something so beautiful, but it's like, is really orchestrated, or like it's really, they draw this beautiful surrounding just for them. What they uniquely think is the most beautiful thing is what is appearing. And as they move forward, anything that they just experienced, like in the past or in the back, disappears. And one of those people, one of the really, a couple of them just say that is happening. And one person just said, I was really curious to, like, weren't we just in this situation where this and this was, and now there's nothing? And she was like asking, like, where does that go? Like, what happens? It was just here. And they were like, moment by moment is being created for you, uniquely for you, what you enjoy the most, what you find the most beautiful thing. And what you just left behind, you didn't even have to bother. Don't ever look back again, because it's in the present moment what really counts. And I just really took that to heart. It really felt like that's what we all try to do. But if we sort of see it as it doesn't even exist anymore, it's not even the point. whatever you're coming out of, it's not even the point anymore. You have so grown past it, and there's going to be reasons to celebrate again. I'm going to move this into the extension and see what else I can find there for you, Libra. So if you feel intrigued by it, if you feel like this is your story, if you feel like I am curious to see what else is out there in this message, you're so welcome to the extension. There's 2 links to that in the description box down below. Read about them and see whatever fits you better. If not, thank you so much for watching, Libra. I'm so happy to be back. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you keep coming here and you like what you see, it really helps me if you subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't show up anywhere. If you want to be anonymous, I can't see who you are. Unless you comment, then you're screwed. Then I can see who you are. But if you just subscribe and you don't comment anything, even subscribe and like, I have no idea who you are. And no one else does either. The minute you start to comment, I know who you are. And other people can see that as well. So if you feel like you resonate with the videos, it really would help me a lot if you subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. See some of you in the extension. Bye.